Dance this tango with me right now, or you're fired on the spot. You street girls always claim rhythm in your blood, don't you? Ethan's voice sliced through the ballroom crowd. His champagne glass raised like a weapon, our eyes locked on Aaliyah's uniform. Her tray trembled in her grip, knuckles whitening as fury ignited in her chest. The Manhattan elite hushed, their stares pinning her down, whispers buzzing like knives. Ethan stepped closer, his smirk twisting deeper. Come on, impress me enough, and I'll wed you, make you my exotic trophy. Refuse? My company owns half this hotel. One call ends you. Aaliyah's jaw clenched, teeth grinding against the bile rising in her throat. Memories flashed, her mother's hospital bills stacking up, her brother's tuition deadline looming. She couldn't lose this job, not now. But his words burned, reducing her to a stereotype, a joke for his amusement. The crowd leaned in, hungry for the spectacle. Ethan extended his hand, fingers snapping impatiently. Well, show us that natural talent you kind of brag about. Aaliyah set the tray down with a sharp clink, her pulse hammering. She straightened, spine rigid, refusing to break eye contact. Fine, she spat, voice low and steady, but on my terms. Ethan laughed, cutting her off mid-breath. Your terms? Darling, you don't have any. He grabbed her wrist, pulling her toward the dance floor, the crowd parting like waves before a storm. Aaliyah yanked free, her nails digging into her palms, drawing blood. The orchestra struck up a tentative melody, but she signaled them sharply, demanding the raw Argentine rhythm she knew by heart. Ethan positioned himself arrogantly, oblivious to the fire he had unleashed. Aaliyah's feet hit the polished floor first, her posture snapping into perfect frame, shoulders back, chin lifted like a blade. Ethan lunged forward clumsily, his hand clamping her waist too tightly, breath reeking of bourbon. She twisted free with a sharp pivot, seizing his palm in hers, forcing him into position. Follow or fall, she hissed, eyes drilling into his. The orchestra surged into Piazzolla's raw strains, violins weeping fire. Aaliyah led, her hips slicing through the air, legs whipping in precise echoes that yanked Ethan off balance. He stumbled, cursing under his breath, but she pressed on, her grip iron on his back, guiding him through ganchos that hooked his arrogance. Sweat beaded on his forehead as her bolios flicked dangerously close to his shins, each step a silent rebuke. The crowd gasped, phones flashing like gunfire, capturing her transformation, from server to storm. Ethan's smirk crumbled, replaced by wide-eyed strain, his body yielding to her cues despite himself. Aaliyah spun him into a deep lunge, her thigh pressing against his in unyielding tension, then pulled back with controlled fury. The music crested, and she ended with a dramatic dip, arching backward in his arms, trusting him just enough not to drop her. He hauled her up, chest heaving, the applause exploding around them like thunder. Aaliyah stepped away, breath steady, face a mask of quiet steel. Ethan straightened his jacket, forcing a grin. Impressive enough for that wedding vow? And dinner tomorrow, my treat. She met his gaze unblinking. No. The word landed like a slap, the room falling silent. Ethan blinked, confusion flickering. Why the hell not? Aaliyah turned, walking off the floor without a glance back, her silence heavier than any shout, leaving him exposed under the chandeliers. The crowd murmured, shifting uncomfortably, as she vanished through the service doors, fists clenched at her sides, victory tasting like ash mixed with pride. Ethan's phone buzzed relentlessly as he stormed back to his table, the applause fading into mocking echoes. He snatched it up, thumb swiping through notifications, videos exploding across social media, hashtags like #Tango takedown trending. One clip zoomed in, Aaliyah's flawless form, her bio flashing in comments. Former pro dancer from Harlem Studios, international tours before family tragedy. His stomach twisted, fist slamming the table, glass shattering. Damn it, he growled, scrolling deeper. How had he missed it? Her grace wasn't luck. It was mastery, honed in places he'd never deigned to visit. Regret clawed at his throat, hot and unfamiliar, his cheeks burning under the lingering stares. He reached into his jacket for a cigar, fingers brushing an old photo instead. Faded edges showing his late father with a young Victoria. Their smiles too sharp. A cryptic note scribbled on the back. Harlem deal sealed. He frowned, shoving it away, but unease lingered like smoke. Alone in the limo later, Ethan replayed the dance in his mind, her rejection stinging sharper now. He had to find her, fix this mess before it consumed him. The city lights blurred outside, pulling him toward Harlem's shadows. You think you can just walk away after humiliating me like that? Ethan's voice echoed in his empty penthouse, fist pounding the desk as he scrolled through more videos, Aaliyah's face mocking him from every screen. He hurled his phone across the room, shattering against the wall, shards flying like his crumbling ego. Regret gnawed deeper, twisting his gut. He had to track her down, make her listen. He grabbed his keys, slamming the door, tires screeching out of the garage toward Harlem. Streetlights flickered as he navigated the unfamiliar blocks, his luxury car drawing stares from passers-by. He pulled up outside a dimly lit community center, engine idling, spotting her name on a faded flyer. Free tango lessons by Aaliyah Johnson. His pulse raced, knuckles white on the wheel. He burst through the door, interrupting a class mid-step, kids freezing in place. "Where is she?" He barked at a teen wiping sweat from his brow. The boy glared, arms crossing. "Who the hell are you?" Ethan shoved past, scanning faces, spotting Aaliyah in the back room, stacking chairs. She whirled at the noise, eyes narrowing to slits. "Get out!" she snapped, chair clanging to the floor. Ethan advanced, hands raised. "I need to talk. What I did—" She cut him off with a shove to his chest, forcing him, surprising him. "Talk? You degraded me in front of everyone." He staggered back, catching his balance. "I was wrong. Dead wrong. Your skill, it's real. I saw the posts, your history." Aaliyah's fist balled, nails biting skin. "And now you care? After threatening my job?" He pressed on, voice cracking. "I canceled that call. No firing, but I have to make this right." She laughed bitterly, turning away. "Right? By showing up here? Invading my space?" Ethan followed, grabbing her arm gently. She yanked free, fire in her eyes. "Listen, I dug into your past. Harlem studios, tours in Europe. Why hide it?" Aaliyah's breath hitched, memories flooding, spotlights fading after her father's death, bills forcing her into uniforms. "None of your business." He persisted, blocking her path. "It is now. I owe you." Outside, rain started pounding the windows, mirroring his desperation. He tailed her to a nearby diner where she grabbed a late shift, slipping in unnoticed, watching her serve plates with the same grace that had undone him. Hours ticked by, his coffee growing cold. When her shift ended, he waited in the alley, rain soaking his coat. "Aaliyah, please." She halted, umbrella snapping open. "What do you want from me?" Ethan swallowed hard. A chance to apologize properly, and maybe help. She eyed him warily, thunder rumbling overhead, but didn't walk away yet. "Help? From you?" Aaliyah's umbrella tilted, rain pelting her shoulders as she stared Ethan down in the alley, her shift apron still tied tight. She spun on her heel, boots splashing puddles, marching toward her cramped apartment block. Ethan trailed, coat flapping, refusing to back off. "Wait, let me prove it." She ignored him, key scraping the lock. Door creaking open to reveal her world. Stacks of medical bills on the table, her mother's oxygen tank humming in the corner. Aaliyah slammed the door behind her, but Ethan wedged his foot in, voice urgent. "I get it now. You're not just surviving, you're fighting." Inside, her mother stirred from the couch, frail hands clutching a blanket. "Who's that, baby?" Aaliyah's jaw tightened, peeling off her wet jacket. "Nobody, Mama. Go back to sleep." But Ethan pushed in, eyes scanning the room, the faded Tango posters on the walls, a worn pair of dance shoes by the door. Regret hit him harder, seeing the life he had mocked. Aaliyah rounded on him, finger jabbing his chest. "Out! This is my home, not your charity tour." He held ground, gaze softening at the photo on the fridge. Aaliyah in full performance gear, mid-spin on a European stage. You gave that up for this? For them? She snatched the photo away, knuckles white. Family first. Dad's accident wiped us out. Mom's lungs are failing, and brother's college loans are crushing us. Tango? That's a dream deferred. Ethan nodded, throat tight. I see it. You're teaching kids, keeping the fire alive. Aaliyah's eyes flashed, shoving him toward the door. You don't see anything. Those lessons? Free for neighborhood boys and girls facing the same crap I did. Racism, poverty, no breaks. Her brother emerged from his room, textbooks in hand, glaring at the intruder. Who is this clown? Aaliyah blocked him. The guy who tried to break me last night. Now he wants redemption. Ethan met the boy's stare. She's right, but I'm here to listen. Aaliyah hesitated, fists unclenching slightly. She grabbed a towel, drying her hair roughly. Listen? Fine. But one wrong word, you're gone. As rain hammered the roof, she poured coffee, her movements precise like her dance steps, revealing layers of strength, volunteering at the clinic, coaching late nights, sending every spare dollar home. Ethan's silence grew heavy, admiration mixing with shame. When her phone buzzed with a community center alert, she answered briskly, organizing a fundraiser. See? This is real help, not your pity. Ethan leaned in. Then let me join it. She eyed him, guard cracking just a fraction. Join? You think throwing money fixes your bigotry? Aaliyah's voice cracked like a whip, coffee mug slamming the table, splashing hot liquid across Ethan's sleeve. He winced, wiping it off, but held her glare. It's not just money. I want to learn from you. She laughed sharply, chair scraping back as she stood, towering over him in fury. Learn. After calling me exotic, reducing my blood to a joke. Ethan rose too, hands open. I was an ass, blind. But that dance opened my eyes. Aaliyah's mother coughed from the couch, breaking the standoff. Aaliyah rushed over, adjusting the oxygen mask, her touch gentle despite the storm inside. Mama, rest. Turning back, her eyes blazed. Fine. Apology accepted, if you prove it. Donate to the center and volunteer. Teach those kids what privilege looks like when it kneels. Ethan nodded, no hesitation. Deal. Whatever it takes. She thrust a flyer at him, fingers brushing his, electric tension sparking. Start tomorrow. No excuses. As he pocketed it, a crumpled letter fell from his jacket, the one with Victoria's note. Aaliyah snatched it up, brow furrowing at the faded ink. Harlem assets secured. Father approves. She shoved it back. What's this? Some shady deal? Ethan grabbed it, face paling. Old business. Nothing. But her suspicion ignited, eyes narrowing. Business that screws people like us? Spill. He hesitated, stuffing it away. Family stuff. Irrelevant. Aaliyah crossed her arms, unyielding. If we're allies now, no secrets. That name, Victoria, she's your shadow, right? The one glaring at me from your phone logs? Ethan's jaw tightened, regret shifting to unease. She's my assistant. Loyal. Aaliyah snorted. Loyal like a snake. I saw her at the gala whispering poison. He sighed, sitting heavily. Maybe, but this... He tapped the letter. It's from years ago. Dad's era. She leaned in, voice low. Then why carry it? Dig it up, or our deal's off. Ethan met her stare, a reluctant alliance forming. Together, then. As her brother watched warily, Aaliyah nodded, guard lowering further. But the letter's shadow lingered, promising deeper cuts. Outside, Ethan's car waited, engine humming like an unspoken threat, pulling them toward unraveling truths. Stay away from him, you gold-digging trash. Ethan's world doesn't mix with your kind. Victoria's voice hissed through the phone, her words slicing like razor wire as Aaliyah clutched the receiver, spine stiffening in her apartment. The call came unannounced, screen flashing, private, but the venom was unmistakable. Aaliyah's grip tightened, nails gouging the plastic. Who is this? How'd you get my number? Victoria laughed, cold and cutting. His assistant. I clean up his messes. And you're the latest. Parading your talent to trap him? Aaliyah's blood boiled, pacing the room, her brother's textbooks scattering underfoot. Trap? He came to me, begging forgiveness. Victoria interrupted, voice rising. Forgiveness? For what? Exposing your schemes? I saw the video. Pathetic. Aaliyah slammed her fist on the table, coffee spilling. Schemes? You're the one hiding in shadows, with that letter reeking of dirt. Silence crackled, then Victoria snarled. That letter's none of your business. Dig deeper, and you'll regret it. The line went dead, Aaliyah's breath ragged, heart pounding like drum beats. She'd led Ethan immediately, fingers flying. Your assistant just threatened me. Called me trash. Ethan's response exploded through the speaker. What? Victoria? She's loyal. Been with me for years. Aaliyah cut him off, voice steel. Loyal, or covering her tracks. That note mentioned Harlem assets. Neighborhood OD. My people got screwed in deals like that. Ethan paused, then keys jingled on his end. I'm coming over. Now. Minutes later, he burst through her door, face flushed, coat dripping from the dash. Show me the letter again. Aaliyah thrusted at him, their hands brushing, tension electric. He scanned it, brow furrowing deeper. This handwriting, hers, but why hide it? Victoria's shadow loomed larger, her Thu-Jeek unmasked. Years of manipulating Ethan's family finances, whispering prejudices to keep him blind. Aaliyah grabbed her jacket. We confront her. Tonight. Ethan nodded, jaw set. My office. She's there late. They stormed out together, car tires screeching into the night, alliance hardening against the brewing storm. Victoria waited in the high-rise, files clutched like weapons, ready to strike back. Confront her. You're insane. She'll bury us both. Ethan's grip tightened on the steering wheel, the L. Car hurtling through Manhattan's slick streets, wipers slashing rain as Aaliyah leaned forward from the passenger seat, eyes locked on the glowing high-rise ahead. Bury us. That letter screams fraud. Harlem deals. My family's land was stolen in scams like that. Ethan swerved around a cab, horn blaring. Proof first. We can't accuse without facts. Aaliyah's phone buzzed. Another anonymous text. Back off or pay. She deleted it, jaw grinding. She's scared. Let's hit her files. They parked underground, elevator dinging to Ethan's executive floor, doors opening to dim offices. Victoria's light burned in her corner suite. Ethan keyed in, Aaliyah slipping behind him, heart slamming. Victoria! He barked, bursting in. She spun from her desk, papers flying, face paling. Ethan, what the? Aaliyah cut in, slamming the letter down. Explain this. Assets secured? Sounds like theft. Victoria snatched it, shredding it in one rip, pieces fluttering like confetti. Personal, none of your concern, server girl. Ethan stepped forward. It is now. Dig up the old records. Dad's Harlem investments. Victoria's eyes darted, fingers hovering over her keyboard. Those are archived, sealed. Aaliyah lunged, shoving her aside, screen glaring with open emails. Sealed or hidden? She scrolled furiously, Ethan peering over her shoulder. Files popped up, scanned deeds from 20 years back, signatures forged, properties flipped from black families to Ethan's company. Aaliyah's breath caught, recognizing addresses, her childhood block, her aunt's home lost in foreclosure. This ruined us. Mom's health crashed after eviction. Victoria recovered, slamming the laptop shut, trapping Aaliyah's fingers. Aaliyah yanked back, pain shooting up her arm. You bitch! Ethan grabbed Victoria's shoulders. Talk! Was Dad in on it? Victoria twisted free, sneer curling. Your precious father built the empire on those deals. I just executed. Aaliyah reopened the laptop, passwords cracking under Ethan's override. More emails surfaced. Victoria's cut of profits, bribes to officials, all tied to racial zoning loopholes. Proof, Aaliyah whispered, forwarding copies to her phone. Victoria lunged for it, nails raking Aaliyah's wrist. Blood welled up. Ethan shoved her back. Enough! Call security! Victoria laughed maniacally. Security? I own them. One word and you're both gone. Aaliyah stood tall, wiping blood on her sleeve. Try it. We have backups. They fled the office, elevator plunging, Aaliyah's hands shaking as she yielded a contact, an old family lawyer in Harlem. Meet us at the library. Public records next. Ethan nodded, car roaring back to life. At the New York Public Library's archive room, fluorescent lights buzzing, they pored over microfilm, Aaliyah's lawyer friend joining, glasses perched on his nose. These deeds, falsified stamps, cross-reference with court filings. Hours blurred, Ethan fetching coffee, Aaliyah highlighting discrepancies, her voice hoarse from reading aloud. A breakthrough hit, Victoria's maiden name on a witness statement, linking her to a bribery scandal. She was Dad's partner in crime, Ethan muttered, fist crumpling paper. Aaliyah touched his arm, tension easing slightly. We nail her. We fix this. But Victoria's threats escalated, a tail car shadowing them, anonymous calls whispering warnings. They switched to a Harlem safe house, Aaliyah's brother's apartment, stacking evidence on the kitchen table. Photos of evicted families, including Aaliyah's parents, stared back. Tears stung her eyes, but she blinked them away, fury fueling her. Ethan paced, phone in hand. One more lead. Bank records. I have access. He hacked in remotely, passwords flying, uncovering transfers to offshore accounts in Victoria's name. Millions siphoned. Aaliyah high-fived him, spark igniting. Got her. As dawn crept in, exhaustion hit, but alliance solidified, shared glances lingering, trust building amid the chaos. Victoria's noose tightened, but their net widened, ready to snap. Your father wasn't the saint you worship. He sold out Harlem for blood money, and I took my share. Victoria's confession erupted over the hacked line, her voice distorting through Ethan's speakerphone in the safe house. Aaliyah's eyes widening as she leaned in, fist pounding the table. The final bank transfer flashed on screen, millions funneled from evicted families' lands straight to offshore havens. Victoria's signature stamped like a death warrant. Ethan recoiled, chair toppling backward with a crash. Lies! Dad built everything clean. Victoria cackled, cutting him off. Clean? He targeted black neighborhoods, used redlining loopholes to flip properties. I forged the deeds. You were too blind to see. Aaliyah's breath seized, memories slamming her. Her parents' eviction notice. The moving truck hauling away their life. Her father's fatal heart attack weeks later. You killed him. That's stress. His health crumbled because of scum like you. Ethan grabbed the phone, knuckles bleaching. Proof. Send it now. Victoria hesitated, then files pinged in. Scanned contracts, emails plotting racial displacement for profit, her cut hidden in trusts. Aaliyah scrolled, tears burning unshed, voice cracking. Look, my family's address. You stole our home for condos. Ethan's face drained, collapsing into a chair, hands raking his hair. God, no. All this time, I profited from pain. Victoria interrupted again, panic edging her tone. Expose me? You'll destroy your empire too. Your inheritance. Tainted. Aaliyah snatched the device. Tainted? We'll burn it down. She forwarded everything to the lawyer, fingers flying, alliance with Ethan solidifying in shared horror. He stood, pulling her into a fierce hug, her body rigid at first, then melting against him. I'm sore. For everything. She pulled back, eyes fierce. Sorry fixes nothing. We take her down. The revelations piled. Victoria's betrayal dated back decades. Her affair with Ethan's father, using prejudice to mask greed, displacing hundreds. Aaliyah's brother burst in, seeing the files. This explains Dad's fights with City Hall. Ethan nodded, resolve hardening. We end it. Press conference tomorrow. As screens glowed with damning evidence, Victoria's threats faded to desperation, their truth a weapon forged in fire, ready to strike the final blow. You dare show your face here, slum rat. Ethan might buy your sob story, but I see through your manipulative games. Victoria's sneer cut the air in her penthouse office, door slamming shut behind Aaliyah, locking with a click that echoed like a trap snapping. Aaliyah's fist clenched, stepping forward, Evidence folder clutched like a shield. Games? We have your emails, your forgeries, proof you destroyed families for cash. Victoria lunged across the desk, knocking a lamp, crashing to the floor, shards flying. Proof? I'll shred you like that letter. She grabbed a letter opener, blade glinting, and thrust it toward Aaliyah's throat. Aaliyah dodged, heart slamming, folder dropping as she countered with a shove, sending Victoria staggering into a file cabinet. Papers exploded outward, deeds and checks scattering. Stop! Ethan knows everything. Your affair, the bribes. Victoria recovered, slashing wildly, blade nicking Aaliyah's arm. Blood bloomed hot and sticky. Pain flared, but Aaliyah grabbed Victoria's wrist, twisting hard, opener clattering away. You ruined my parents, evicted us, killed Dad with stress. Victoria kneed her gut, air whooshing out of Aaliyah's lungs, doubling her over. You're always kind, play victim. I built this empire. Ethan's weak without me. Aaliyah gasped, straightening, rage fueling a punch to Victoria's jaw. Crack echoing, blood trickling from her lip. Victoria tackled her, both crashing to the carpet, nails raking Aaliyah's face, drawing red lines. He'll never believe you over me. Aaliyah rolled, pinning Victoria, knee on her chest. He already does. We traced the money. Your offshore accounts. Victoria bucked, freeing an arm, grabbing a heavy stapler and swinging it toward Aaliyah's skull. Aaliyah blocked, arm throbbing from the impact, stapler flying. Sirens wailed distance. Ethan must have called backup. Victoria's eyes wild, she scrambled for the desk drawer, yanking it open. A gun gleamed inside. End this now! Aaliyah dove, slamming the drawer on her fingers, crunch of bone. Victoria howling. They grappled, guns skidding across the floor. Aaliyah kicked it away, breath ragged, pinning her again. It's over, Victoria spat blood. Not yet. Her free hand hit a panic button, alarms blaring, security pounding on the door. Aaliyah's phone buzzed. Ethan's text. On my way. Trapped, danger closing in, alliance tested in the chaos. Help's coming, you fool. Security will drag you out in cuffs. Victoria's scream pierced the blaring alarms, her body thrashing under Aaliyah's knee, face twisted in rage as blood smeared her cheek. Aaliyah pressed harder, muscles burning, holding her down while scanning for escape. The gun lay kicked under the desk out of reach. Footsteps thundered outside, fists pounding the locked door. Open up! Aaliyah's mind raced, spotting the fire escape window. She released Victoria with a final shove, bolting toward it, wrenching the latch open. Cold air rushed in, alarms deafening. Victoria scrambled up, lunging for the gun, fingers grazing metal. You're dead! Aaliyah kicked the desk lamp at her, bulbs shattering, sparks flying. Victoria yelped, recoiling. Aaliyah dove through the window, landing on the metal grating, stairs rattling under her weight. She descended 2 flights, heart exploding in her chest, arm wound throbbing with each step. Below, Ethan's car screeched to a halt, door flying open. Aaliyah, jump! She leapt the last railing, landing hard in his arms. He caught her, pulling her into the passenger seat, tires spinning as they peeled away. Sirens wailed behind, fading. You okay? Ethan's voice cracked, hands squeezing hers, eyes flicking to her bloodied arm. Just drive. Aaliyah winced, tearing her sleeve to bandage the cut, adrenaline crashing. She had a gun, admitted everything. Your dad's deals, her cuts. Ethan swerved through traffic, jaw locked. We need the final nail, my safe, home office. Hidden drives with unedited ledgers. They burst into his brownstone, doors slamming, Aaliyah following him upstairs, her brother on speakerphone. Sis, cops are swarming her office. Get out. Ethan unlocked a wall safe, pulling encrypted drives, plugging one into his laptop. Passwords flew under his fingers, files unlocking, raw transaction logs, voice memos of Victoria plotting with his father, racial slurs laced in every scheme. Listen, Ethan hit play, his dad's voice. Push those families out. Property values skyrocket. Aaliyah's stomach churned, leaning against him, their shoulders touching, warmth cutting the chill. This is it. Undeniable. Ethan turned, eyes meeting hers. Vulnerability raw. I trusted her, blind to the rot. Aaliyah cupped his face, thumb brushing his cheek. Not anymore. We expose it together. Heat built between them, his hand covering hers, pulling her closer, lips brushing in a fierce kiss, trust igniting like flame. She pulled back, breath ragged. Focus! Cross-check with my lawyer's docs. They huddled over the screen, her brother patching in remotely, forwarding court records. Matches piled, forged signatures linking Victoria directly to Aaliyah's family eviction, millions laundered. Ethan slammed the laptop shut. Irrefutable. She goes down. Aaliyah nodded, alliance deepening, feelings blooming amid the wreckage, his arm around her waist steadying her. And your empire? Rebuild clean. He smiled faintly, kissing her forehead. With you. As they compiled the dossier, printing hard copies, resolving hardened, ready for the unveiling storm. Traitor, you'll pay for this betrayal. Your empire crumbles with me. Victoria's roar filled the packed press conference hall, her handcuffed wrists yanking against the podium as flashes blinded her, reporters surging forward like wolves. Ethan stepped up, microphone gripped tight, Aaliyah at his side, her bandaged arm a badge of battle. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth, Ethan declared, the projector beaming the forged deeds and bank transfers onto the massive screen. Gas rippled through the crowd, phones recording every pixel. Victoria twisted, spitting venom. Lies fabricated by her to extort me. Aaliyah advanced, voice steady as steel, thrusting the final drive forward. Fabricated? Your voice memos confess it all. Displacing families, pocketing blood money. She hit play, Victoria's recorded snarls echoing. Push them out. Values soar. The room erupted, journalists shouting questions, Victoria's face crumpling in defeat. Ethan cut through the chaos. My father's legacy, tainted by her greed. We're dismantling it. Victoria lunged, cuffs clanking, but security yanked her back, her nails scraping the podium. You fool, I made you! Aaliyah met her glare, unblinking. And we unmake you. Evidence scrolled. Emails, deeds, Aaliyah's family photos juxtaposed with eviction notices. Reporters fired off. Mr. Blackwell? Charges? Ethan nodded. Full cooperation with DA. Restitution starts now. Victoria collapsed to her knees, sobs racking her frame, mask shattered. Aaliyah squeezed Ethan's hand, their fingers intertwining, a silent vow amid the storm. The crowd pressed in, but they stood firm, alliance unbreakable. As Victoria was dragged away, kicking and cursing, Ethan turned to Aaliyah, pulling her close. We did it, she nodded, lips brushing his ear. For Harlem, for us. Applause thundered, justice ringing out, but shadows of rebuilding loomed, promising new beginnings. You think handcuffs end me? I'll sue you both into oblivion. Your little alliance won't last. Victoria's final snarl echoed in the courtroom. Her designer suit rumpled as bailiffs hauled her away, chains clanking against her wrists. Aaliyah stood tall beside Ethan, her bandaged arm still aching, watching the judge's gavel slam down. Guilty on all counts. Fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. Reporters swarmed outside, microphones thrusting like spears. Justice served, Aaliyah whispered, gripping Ethan's hand, their fingers locking tight. Victoria twisted back, eyes blazing. Enjoy it while you can. Your family's dirt poor because of deals like mine. Ethan stepped forward, voice booming. Deals you poisoned. Full restitution. Every stolen dollar back. The judge nodded, ordering asset seizures, Victoria's offshore accounts frozen mid-transfer. Aaliyah's phone buzzed. Her lawyer. Your mom's house title cleared. Back in your name. Tears stung, but she blinked them away, chin lifting. For Dad, she muttered, fist clenching. Ethan pulled her close, his breath hot on her ear. For all of them. As Victoria vanished down the hall, kicking against restraints, loose ends unraveled. Bribed officials indicted, Ethan's company audited clean of her taint. Aaliyah's brother hugged her outside, textbooks under his arm. Sis, college paid off. Thanks to this. She nodded, resolve stealing. No more shadows. Ethan signed the first check on the spot, handing it to displaced families in the crowd, their cheers rising. Victoria's empire crumbled, her pleas ignored, justice carving deep. But rebuilding is called wounds fresh yet healing. Redemption? You call this charity, crumbs, while I rot in here? Victoria's voice crackled through the prison phone, her glare piercing the glass partition as Ethan pressed the receiver tighter, Aaliyah standing firm beside him, her hand on his shoulder. Crumbs? We're rebuilding what you destroyed, starting with Harlem. Ethan slammed the phone down, turning away, resolve etched in his jaw. Aaliyah nodded, pulling him toward the exit. Ignore her. Focus on the work. Weeks blurred into action. Ethan liquidated tainted assets, checks flying to evicted families, his boardroom transformed into a war room of restitution. Aaliyah directed funds, her voice commanding in meetings. This block, my old home, turn it into a community center. Ethan signed off, millions flowing, architects sketching Tango studios amid affordable housing. He stood at the groundbreaking, shovel-biting earth, sweat mixing with dirt. For the lives you stole, he muttered to absent ghosts. Aaliyah joined, her spade thrusting deep. And for futures we save. Reporters circled, but Ethan waved them off, focus laser sharp. Company policies flipped, diversity mandates, anti-bias training, profits redirected to black-owned businesses. No more blind spots, he declared in a staff memo, firing holdouts clinging to old ways. Aaliyah's mother moved into reclaimed housing, oxygen tank humming in a sunlit room, her smile breaking through pain. Baby, you did this. Aaliyah hugged her tight, tears silent. We did. Ethan arrived with groceries, sleeves rolled, cooking family dinners. Awkward at first, laughs building. Her brother slapped his back. You're all right, man. Ethan's foundation launched, scholarships for displaced kids, Tango programs expanding citywide. Aaliyah taught classes, her steps fierce, kids mirroring with wide eyes. Feel the rhythm. It's your power. Ethan watched from the sidelines, then joined, his moves clumsy but earnest. Aaliyah guiding his frame. Trust the lead. Their hands lingered, eyes locking, love blooming in shared purpose. He proposed changes bigger, lobbying for zoning reforms, testifying in D.C., voice thundering against systemic rot. I profited from pain. Now I dismantle it. Aaliyah stood beside him on the Capitol steps, fist raised. Together. Back in Harlem, ribbon cutting at the new center, crowds cheering, tango music pulsing. Ethan pulled Aaliyah onto the floor, dipping her low, her laugh echoing. This is hope. She rose, kissing him fiercely. Our legacy. As confetti fell, wounds scarred over, new paths forged in fire. Your dance started this fire. Now we fan it together, no turning back. Ethan's whisper brushed Aaliyah's ear on the community center floor. Tango music swelling around them, kids circling with clapping hands as she dipped low in his arms, her laugh ringing clear. Months had forged this moment. Center doors flung open, Harlem families streaming in, reclaimed deeds in pockets, faces alight with reclaimed dignity. Aaliyah rose, spinning into his embrace, their bodies sinking like heartbeat to drum. We built more than walls. Ethan nodded, pulling back, eyes shining. A family. Her mother watched from the front row, oxygen mask aside, cheeks flushed with pride, applauding weakly but fiercely. Aaliyah rushed over, kneeling, hands clasping hers. Mama, this is yours too. Our home, our rhythm. Tears tracked down, but smiles broke through. Her brother high-fived Ethan, cap tilted. Dude, you went from jerk to hero. Respect. Ethan grinned, ruffling his hair. Learn from the best. Flashbacks hit, the gala humiliation, Aaliyah's defiant steps, the office brawl, blood and revelations, courtroom slams, justice delivered. Now threads wove tight, Victoria's cell echoing empty threats, her influence shattered, assets redistributed. Ethan addressed the crowd, microphone in hand. Blackwell Foundation pivots today. Full scholarships, job training, arts for all. No more shadows. Cheers erupted, fists pumping. Aaliyah joined him, voice strong. From pain to power, we rise. They unveiled the plaque, Johnson Blackwell Center, where steps lead to strength. Kids swarmed the floor, Aaliyah teaching basics, her moves fluid, Ethan stumbling in but laughing, kids correcting him. Loosen up, rich guy, one boy teased, Ethan mock bowing. Yes, sir. As the sun dipped, they slipped away to the rooftop, city lights twinkling below. Ethan dropped to one knee, ring glinting. Marry me, not from a dare, but from truth. You showed me blindness. Now I see forever. Aaliyah's breath caught, fingers tracing his face. Yes, but on equal ground. He slid the ring on, kissing her deeply, passion igniting like their first tango. Back inside, her mother pulled them close. Blessings, children. Family men's all. Subplots resolved. Brothers' graduation funded. Walking stage with pride. Displaced neighbors rehoused. Starting businesses. Ethan's company thriving under ethical reigns. Stocks soaring. Aaliyah's tango career revived. Tours booked, but rooted here. They danced under stars, bodies close, whispers blending. Lesson learned, Ethan murmured. Prejudice blinds. Truth frees. Aaliyah nodded. And strength in unity, never alone. As music faded, kids joined, forming a circle, hands linked. A new family born from ashes. Hope pulsed, futures bright, scars badges of triumph. In the end, this story reminds us that true strength lies in standing against injustice, challenging our own prejudices, and finding redemption through genuine change. No matter our background or power. What started as a cruel mockery on the dance floor evolved into a fight for justice, proving that hidden talents and unyielding courage can dismantle even the deepest wrongs. If this tale resonated with you, share your thoughts or your own stories of overcoming bias and finding hope in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more inspiring stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.